Hello, fabulous Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2016. Looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Well, this is a big financial month for you. Big financial focus right out of the gate. And right out of the gate, we have a focus on what we like to call other people's money. So this is big chunks of money showing up: grants, loans, bursaries, insurance payments, tax returns, benefits you may qualify for. All of these tend to be covered under this new moon, and this is a lucky new moon. It is a very optimistic, filled with possibilities kind of new moon. There's certainly a lift, if you will, in the early part of the month. If you hear of any kind of funding you may qualify for, this is absolutely the time to apply. If you've been thinking about putting in your application, this is absolutely the time to do it. Even if it's something like renegotiating interest rates and things like that, it can go extremely well, particularly at the early part of the month. And so this is absolutely the time to make moves for yourself, to move yourself towards greater wealth, because that is what is covered early in the month. So early in the month, it's about wealth, it's about large sums of money. Mid-month, the energy does change and it becomes about income. So money that's coming in regularly, the salary that you have, that's where things get a little interesting, and that's where some changes are possible. As I look at what's taking place mid-month, we have a full moon happening. This full moon has a lot of active energy with it, and lots of surprising energy, lots of truth energy, truth that comes out of nowhere kind of energy, and quick changes as well. So as I look at this, it is possible that some financial changes do find you, some changes in income, and it may be from something like absolutely silly, absolutely not intended. But you just want to be a little bit mindful of this. Now, I've said this to a few of the other signs. For you in particular, I'm going to say, where it comes to matters of money, be mindful of what you're putting in writing. That's going to be really important, because what you put into writing could end up affecting the amount of money that is coming in. There's also something to be said for value that you place on yourself, how much you value yourself. And this energy does suggest that you could find yourself certainly having to look at that, right? And so what I mean by this is, what value do you give to the energy that you put out? What do you believe about your ability to attract the kind of money that you desire, the type of income that you desire? And so this might be a time when you're considering, like, dramatically, if you are self-employed, if you have clients, you might be thinking about dramatically changing your prices. I would be a little bit mindful of that. Let yourself go through the emotional process. Make sure you are sure that this is what you want to do and what feels right to you before you take that action. Also, with this energy though, it can be that you realize that the way that you're making your money isn't the way you want to be making your money. And that can lend itself to some very powerful realizations that ultimately do put you on the path towards greater prosperity. Now, where it comes to matters of heart, matters of love, we have Venus moving through fellow water sign Scorpio early in the month. And so in the first part of the month, Venus in this super harmonious position does suggest that you are feeling a real sense of possibilities where it comes to love and options. That's what's really great with this energy, options where it comes to love, particularly if you're open to meeting someone new. And so this would be the time to consider expanding your horizons. At the very least, I think you may find yourself attracted to interacting with someone who either lives very far away or very different than what you've known before. At the very least, your imagination will be heightened right around this time. But also keep in mind, because of that new moon, the superficial will not cut it. There's going to be a desire for very meaningful connections, and this is going to speak to those of you who are open to meeting someone new. Something light, something easy is not going to be the easiest thing. There's going to be a desire to get to know somebody very deeply and to be known by another person deeply. So any new people you meet, you will be thinking, okay, is this somebody I can really trust? That's going to be a big part of this energy. Those of you who are in an established bond, well, one thing I will say, you might hear some very good news where it comes to your partner's income early in the month. This type of energy does suggest that your partner might be the one who goes through a raise, and that ends up benefiting you as well. But with this energy also, I think of this energy as, really talking about things, sharing things, being vulnerable about things that maybe you otherwise might not. With this energy, it actually could end up going extremely well. So as you are sharing and talking about things that maybe you don't always, or things that you're not necessarily ready to just put out there in a broad kind of way, there's a sense of emotional intimacy with this energy, and it looks like the kind of intimacy that only makes that bond that much stronger, the type of intimacy that adds a real sense of growing together to your bond. What I love about this month for you is that focus on you being more prosperous. That is prosperity in practical terms, but also prosperity of happiness is absolutely part of this energy as well.